going on, guys? Welcome back to W.D.Y.D CSP. What do you do as a central sterile processor? Guys, I have a nice experiment for you guys. And before I show it to you guys, if you're weak in the stomach, if, certain things gross you out, if you get offended very easily, do not watch this video, okay? The video is intended for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes at that, okay? And it's based on cleaning, okay? Doing an experiment with manual cleaning. And I want to show you 3 different ways that I've seen individuals manually clean instruments. And I'm in favor of one when you manually clean. But if you're going to go through the washer, I'm in favor of 2. And I'll explain to you why, and I'll show you why. So, again, I'm not promoting any type of method here. I just want to show you, you are always supposed to follow the IFUs of all the instrumentation that you have. But this is just what I've seen in my career in the field. This is things that I've even been taught to do, and I've done them. Without further ado, let me show you guys. Again, this is just for entertainment purposes. I'm not trying to convince you guys to do anything. But I will tell you this. I started off at worst case scenario. All the body fluids that are on these instruments are my personal body fluids. They were allowed to dry. I didn't pre-treat anything, so they were dried for over 24 hours. So the body fluids that I have on there are on there for over 24 hours. I didn't pre-treat anything, and I just went straight into the hand washing. I did use an enzymatic detergent, and I also used a protein soil testing kit that is readily available. I used 2 different ones. I used one primarily and used the second one just in case some individuals are biased. But again, this is all for entertainment, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so let's start up here. So I'm going to show you some of the instruments I have. Like I said, I have a few instruments here that I soiled up pretty good. Not excessive, okay? I didn't go crazy with it because I didn't want to be that gross. But I got some good body fluids on it, okay? And 3 of the most common body fluids, all of them that can detect protein. That protein exists in it, let's put it that way. Okay, so I'll tell you the first one is definitely mucus. Okay, so I wind up chewing the inside of my lips. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, and got a couple of little pieces of skin cells in there, but I got it all up in the box locks. I got a needle driver with the same thing. I can see the crustiness on there, so I pretty much soiled that up pretty good there. I got a scissor there, same thing. And these instruments, I'm going to tell you right now, these instruments have been soiled for the last 24 hours or so, probably longer than that. Okay, and I got a little implant here as well. That one's all mucus up. Actually, you can see. You can probably see it sitting up there. Alright. I also got some blood here. Okay. So on some of these instruments, I have some blood in the lock jaw here. Okay. All up in the jaw of the instruments. I have some blood. And I'm not even going to tell you what the last one is. Okay. The last one, you should be, yeah. You already know. But anyway. Little experiment I went to, and I got all the same instruments for all 3 sets, for all 3 types here. So all of them are identical instruments. So the first one, I have exactly 2.5 gallons of water here. 2 gallons of water. This holds 2.5 gallons completely, but it's 2 gallons of water, and the enzymatic detergent that I'm using states that the optimal temperature for hand washing is between 77 and 86 degrees. I'm at 86 on the nose pretty much. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add my detergent to this. And I need my little, that's my little ounce glove. My little ounce glass. Sorry about that. So it is 1/4 ounce per gallon, right? So if I have 2 gallons there, right? 1/4 ounce per gallon. I need 1/2 ounce, right? Is that the math right there? 1/4 ounce per gallon. All right. Add 1/4 ounce per gallon of water, and I have 2 gallons of water here. So I have a 1 ounce shot glass here. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill that to the half mark there. Okay, and I'm gonna add that to my water now. And I'm gonna make sure I get all that in there too. Okay, so I got my solution in there. I'm gonna mix that up really good. Now the first experiment I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take 1 of each soil. I'm just gonna rinse it, soak it, and put it off to the side. But first I'm gonna test it. All right. Okay, I want you guys to see that this is actually some protein in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my little swab here. I'm gonna swab one of my instruments here with all the gooky gook on it. Okay, like I said, this has been dried up for about 24 hours here. Sticking to my fingers and everything. And I want you guys to see that this is actually some protein in here. Okay, so to hold it up against something white here, so that you guys can see that actually failed the protein test, right? Okay, so we know we're soiled. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use these instruments a really good rinse. All right, now remember this was just this is mucus. Okay, so this one had some mucus on it. Okay. This one here is soiled with blood. Okay, I'm just gonna rinse that off. Good rinse, and this is cool water, not hot water. And then the other one, yeah, we're not even gonna tell you what that is. Okay. Okay, rinse it off. Okay, whether it's impingement, whatever you want to think about, you know, impinged, blah, blah, blah. Get a good rinse and into the solution. Now, the IFU to this detergent is 1/4 ounce per gallon, and soak for 2 minutes up to 5 minutes for heavily soiled items. So my timer is at 6 minutes right now, so into the 8-minute mark, I'm gonna go ahead and let that soak. All right, now if we were in another sterile processing department, right, in a sterile processing department, this is in a tray, right, we would do our next set, right? So the next set, what I want to do is, oh, I forgot one instrument in there. I'm sorry, I forgot an implant in there. My bad. I'm gonna do a bloody implant. You see that? Bloody implant. Bloody implant. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it. Like I said, these been dry for over 24 hours. Okay. I'm gonna let it soak. All right. Now that's a set. Let's say we're gonna work on our next set, right? So my next set, what I want to do is, and again, 2 minutes in there soaking, right? My next set is I'm going to do a rinse with a scrub and then a soak into the solution, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get I did a bloody implant. I'm going to do a nice mucused up implant, right? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give that a scrub with the bristle side, right? And I'm scrubbing to remove all visible soil, right? And I still see some soil on there, so I'm going to continue scrubbing here. But like I said, this was dried up for 24 hours. Okay, so you're going to remove, okay, the visible soil. Okay, both sides here. Okay, and then I'm going to place it in an area, and I still see some visible soil here, but I'm not going to spend so much time on that that I'm going to get it perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put it off to the side here. Okay, so that was a mucus one. I'm going to go ahead and get a, one of those. And I'm going to go ahead and scrub that up. And I'm going to try and remove as much visible soil as I possibly can. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's very difficult to do, all right? And I'm doing the whole length of the instrument here. All right, so under the box locks here. Okay, and I'm gonna soak that right there. Okay, in the open position. I'm not cheating here. In the open position. Also gonna grab a bloody one here. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a nice bloody hemostat. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. Okay, under running water. And yes, I don't have the right PPEs on, guys. But guess what? This is my body fluid, okay? So if I'm going to infect myself, I'm going to infect myself with my body. And it's for your education, okay? Now, pre-treatment would definitely help this out, and any guidelines say that it may be necessary to pre-soak and rinse prior to cleaning, okay? But I want to make a point here real quick, or I want to try to generate some conversation. Okay, we can go ahead and soak that one. We're at the, okay, so 2 minutes is up. I'm going to let that soak a little bit more because it's a heavier soak. I'm going to grab grab a scissor. Okay, so this scissor is with that other body fluid that I'm not telling you what it is. You already know what it is. Okay, you already know what the other body fluid is. Yep, I'm nasty like that. So be it. But it's all in the name of science, and I like science, right? Okay, so and yes, I'm going to wipe down my countertop and make sure that I didn't aerosolize any of this nastiness all over the place. I'm going to go ahead, and it's a total of 4 instruments each experiment, it looks like, right? Actually, I got to get one more. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab I'll get another saliva one, because the saliva one, the mucus one, looks harder to take off. And I'm going to tell you, that is the hardest one to take off so far. And I'm going to go ahead and brush that really good. And you notice it's taking me a while to brush just a few instruments, right? And that's what I want you guys to realize, is how long it's taking me to brush a few instruments. Okay, and this can go faster. This definitely can go a lot faster, right? Okay, this one looks pretty good. And we're going to soak that one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a paper towel here. And I know I'm going to go backwards, but I'm going to take it out of the soap water. And I'm going to rinse them really good. And place them on a paper towel. And then I'm going to do a testing on it, right? And take them out the water. Give it a rinse. Take it out the water, give it a rinse. And these are ones that I just rinsed and just placed in here, right? Rinse. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now that I don't even have to rinse that one. I don't even have to test that one. It failed, right? If this was a set, this would fail, right? So apparently, and I'm going to test it just for you guys' entertainment. just for you guys' entertainment. I'm gonna go ahead and test that one as well. And I'm just gonna test the one that's soiled, that icy soil. After soaking, it's still soiled, right? I'm gonna go ahead and grab my swab. I'm gonna swab the area of question. Place it in. Okay, and again, I gotta get these paper towels together here, guys. Sorry. Well, not even a question. It fails, right? It fails the protein test. Okay. All right. So we've already determined that rinsing and soaking, even when the solution's correct, enzymatic in there, if there's gross soil on there that you didn't remove, it's not gonna come off, okay? Now, would you put it in the automatic washer like that? The automatic washer's IFUs also state that you should remove gross soils before putting them in there. So even if it went into the ultrasonic, let's say, oh, we're gonna ultrasonic it, you have to remove gross soils. The gross soils ain't come off. All right, so where we're at 14. All right, the other instruments have as well sat in there and soaked long enough. So we're gonna go ahead and take this out, cool water. We're gonna give this a good rinse. All right. There's my implant as well. And the implant usually is the one that has the most soil on it, right? Give that a good rinse. I'm looking for something that's soiled on here. So far, so good. It's looking pretty good. Alright. So, I'm just going to pick one of these. It don't matter. I'm trying to pick one with soil on it, but I think I got all of it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the same lot, but off to the side here. Turn off my water. Take my gloves off. And because I can't see one that's soiled, I'm going to swab a couple of them. All right, so I'm going to swab here. Okay, the jaws of this one because I got that one pretty good. Right, box locks here. Right, and I'm going to grab this scissor because this scissor was pretty filthy. Right. We're going to go ahead and put that in there. Give that a shake. And what can I do with my paper towel? Damn it, did I throw it away again? Throwing it to hell. Alright guys, so the results of this one passes. No soil level, okay? That is a pass. All right? Okay? All right, the last experiment that I want to show and want to go over. The last experiment, let me check my water temperature here, guys. Okay, I'm sitting at 84 degrees here. Okay, I don't see no heavy soils in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do the last experiment, okay? This one here, okay? So this one here is what I would consider a true hand washing of instruments. Okay, this is what I consider a true hand washing. Okay, so we're going to turn our cool water on. Okay. And I have about 1, 2, 3, I have 4. This one's really bad. I have 5. That one's really bad as well. I have 6 instruments left. I have a couple other ones, but they're duplicates, but those are pretty bad too. Okay? So this is what I would consider a true hand washing. Okay? So a true hand washing, and I'm going to show you how I would actually do this on the field. Okay? So I'm grabbing multiple instruments here, right? Sorry, wrong side. Okay? And all these have different kinds of soils here. Okay, hand washing of instruments doesn't have to be one at a time. Okay, unless there's such a heavy burden of soil on there that you'd have to pay special attention to. Okay, but you can spread these out, get these box locks, right? Get these box locks really good, and go ahead and soak your instruments. Okay, the next one. Okay, this is the one with my good mucus. Okay, so this is all my cheek mucus membrane, little from down deep into my esophagus. Because yeah, I really spit on this one really good. Okay, we're getting all those areas that are difficult to get to. Okay. So this is a true hand washing, in my opinion, guys. Now, we can argue about this all day long, and there are facilities out there that still don't have automatic washers, right? So they hand wash everything, but are they truly hand washing, or are they just rinsing and soaking? Okay, this is the point I want to make, that you have to realize what it is that you're doing. Okay? Is it possible to just hand wash instruments? Yes, it is. Now this one here is heavily soiled, guys. I'm not even gonna lie, this one is really hot. I spread that on that bad boy. And I like to have my little debates with everybody, and I mean, again, I'm no subject matter expert. I've just been cleaning for a long time. I know what cleaning is, and I cleaned for a long time in different industries. So, you know, when I see my guys cleaning a certain way, it's like I'm asking them, all right, what are those components of cleaning? Right? What's the important components of cleaning? Okay? And when they give me the right answer, I say, okay, so which one of the components did you miss? So we did our rinse, we got rid of the gross soil, so now we have to give it its 2 minutes of soak time, right? So after that 2 minutes of soak time, within this same, now imagine if I had a 3 sink, so I'm gonna go backwards over here, okay? So you gotta let detergent do its work, okay? The reason why they have a time period on instrumentation or on detergents is because that contact time, just like our disinfectants, the contact time of the detergent is essential for it to do what it needs to do at the right temperature. So 85, so what is it? I'm sorry. So between, where the heck is the temperature at on here? 77 and 86 degrees is the optimal temperature for this enzymatic cleaner. Okay. 2 to 5 minutes. So I don't consider these grossly soiled, but there was visible soil on there. So 2 minutes is all this really needs for the soak time. Now, whether I've gotten there, exceeded it, or whatever, so 2 to 5 minutes is what you need for your soak time. Though that 5 minutes is crucial, guys. It's important because you're letting the enzymatic work, just like our pre-treatment. Our pre-treatment is the same way. The pre-treatment keeps the instruments wet, but they start breaking down the soil before it gets to the decontamination area. the pre-treatment solution is equivalent in every sense almost, except that it's a concentrated formula as your detergent in water. So you're basically pre-treating the instruments again by letting it soak and break down those soils. So once that 2 minute goes, I haven't cleaned anything yet. Cleaning has to happen under detergent, okay? So now the true cleaning happens. The true cleaning happens in the detergent after it's soaked under the surface of the water. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am cleaning, okay? And I am working that loose soil, because if this chemical truly works the way it's supposed to, it will loosen up the soils, right? Loosen up any soils and take it off, and then you go into your rinse. Okay, your next instrument, you do the same thing. You get those box locks, you get those handles, you get those blades all under the surface of the water. And you notice, guys, I'm not inspecting nothing right now, because inspection's a huge part. Because if it fails, then we need to do it all over again. Okay, this time I grabbed multiple instruments at the same time. I'm doing box locks. I'm doing underneath the box locks, trying to get those bristles in between there. I'm doing the ring handles because the surgeon's hands are dirty. Okay, he's gonna touch it, and when I crusted this bad boy up, I made sure I put my crusties all over this instrument. Okay, get those jaws really good under the surface of the water. Okay, and then the last instrument, which is this implant, and I'm not even gonna talk about this implant. You know, we shouldn't even be cleaning this if we've seen with any physical soil on it, right? Are we? Are we supposed to clean this now? Okay, this is an implant, so should I even be cleaning this, or is this discarded? You know, what does the IFU state? Okay, so under the surface of the water, okay, and yes, I went backwards, guys, yes I did. Okay, now, I'm going to be careful not to recontaminate any of this. Okay, so we're going to rinse these off really good. Go ahead and turn this water up. I'm going to change my gloves, and we're going to test the final product here. Now, again, guys, I purposely used, it's hard to put on gloves when your hands are wet or sweaty. I can't stand doing it. Okay, now I'm confident that what I did just now left these instruments extremely clean and safe to handle. Okay, but the name of science, you know, I'm not perfect. You know, that was a rush job. I'm gonna tell you right now, human error happens, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna swab every single instrument here, okay? So all the box locks, okay, the blade, all the way down the instruments. Now, this was sitting in a sink that I didn't wipe off, so please notice that as well, okay? Box locks here, and the jaw of the instrument, down to the rings, okay, shaft, and I'm not doing the whole instrument, I'm just doing the trouble areas here, okay, the jaws, okay, the rings, okay, come up here to the other jaw, and this one was a really nice dirty one, right, okay, the jaws, box lock, down the shaft, a ring, okay, there's another jaw, box locks, okay, shaft, ring, and for my implant, okay, the entire length of the implant here, okay, turn it around, okay, and I might have cross-contaminated there, but I'm gonna go ahead, pop my swab in, crack it, Give it a shake. And look at that, guys. A pass. Okay. Let me double check that. And the best lighting I can get here. So that is an aqua greenish brown color. I'm sorry I can't give you the best color here. I guess best contrast. But it is an aqua greenish brown color there. It is a pass according to this test swab. Okay. You notice the first time I test, it was a very bright blue. So here is an aqua greenish to a brown. This is a pass right here, guys. Okay. I'm going to use another test swab here too as well. Okay, I'm going to use a different test method here in case you guys are biased to the testing kits. And I know we are. We all have our favorites, right? We all have our favorites. Okay. This is another protein test. Put it out of the way so I don't drop it. And I'm going to do these instruments again. They've been sitting in the sink, and it actually touched my doggone stopper here. Okay. Going to go ahead and do the box locks, the jaws. All right. That implant. Okay, and there might be some residual proteins in my sink. It might be, I didn't clean it off. I didn't wipe it off. I didn't. I purposely didn't do that. Okay, and go ahead, box lock here. Jaws of the instrument. The rings. The shaft underneath. Right, same thing here. Box lock. Shaft. Rings. Okay, jaw. Box lock, shaft, ring, the last one, okay? Okay, we're gonna go ahead, place this in here, break it off, give it a shake. Okay, and for stuff that's denatured, it may take longer, okay? But the test happens pretty quick when it's not denatured, about 30 seconds. Nothing changes here. Now, I can probably wait 5 minutes or so. I don't have not one change on this swab yet. All right, guys? So I'm going to set that there, and I'm going to record that later. Now, is it possible that I might have missed something? It is possible. But again, did I give it a thorough scrub in here as I should have? I might have not even got my 2 minutes, but I got a good scrub in there. It looks pretty good to me so far. But I just wanted to make a point of what hand washing really looks like, and what is it that we do in sterile processing. I don't know if you guys are comfortable with just a rinse, a soak, and into the washer. I definitely am not comfortable with that. I'm also not comfortable with the fact of just hand washing surgical instruments as such. There's so many of them, okay? I do believe that these need to go through the washer, but I also believe that we need to at least remove the gross soil, allow it to sit in our chemicals for the allotted time before we put it in the washer so that the washer can use its impingement motion to remove the soils off the surface. If you get the gross soils off at the rinsing stage of it, before it goes into the soak, then the washer itself will do the rest of the job. It's just like you would do at home. If you're rinsing your dishes very well and you're taking off all those gross soils and you're allowed to sit in some dishwater, okay, yeah, you're gonna give it another rinse, another wipe to get that gross soil off, right? But you can do that with the rinse and throw it into your dishwasher and you'll always have clean dishes. All right, guys, Let me know what you think. Did I miss something? Was I biased with something? Did I not use the right test soils? I can tell you right now that I had to work to get these test soils. So don't be too I'm gonna go ahead and re-clean these very, very well. And I'm gonna use regular old dish soap. Okay, these aren't being used on a patient, being used at home for teaching. But yeah, no soils, guys. Nothing so far. All right, guys. As always, stay true to yourselves. Keep it 100, and peace. All right, guys. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about the video? What about the little experiment? What do y'all think? What do you think I missed? What do you think that I did? Was there something that wasn't clear? I will tell you, quite honestly, I followed no IFUs except for the IFUs of the detergent. Okay, that's the only one I followed to the leather. The IFU of the instruments of how to clean, I didn't look up, and I probably didn't follow them very well. I used a general cleaning guideline, and I just used a little common sense. I used time, temperature, concentration, and friction, which is the winning formula for cleaning. And hopefully, and as you've seen, I got the results that I was looking for. But what do you think, guys? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Hit me up in the DM. And as always, stay true to yourselves. Keep it 100. And peace.